For the last few years, adopting AI coding tools meant stepping into a trap. Developers handed over a fixed, recurring chunk of their budget to cloud vendors for access to models that could throttle them at any moment, creating a heavy dependence on unpredictable monthly subscriptions. It also required a massive compromise in security. To get code completions, engineers had to pipe proprietary, unreleased corporate IP across the open internet to third-party servers, enduring network latency on every single keystroke. To make matters worse, accessing different models required installing a spaghetti mess of fragile, conflicting third-party extensions. Switching from GitHub Copilot to Anthropic's Claude meant managing completely separate tools fighting for resources within the same editor. By relying entirely on external cloud vendors and fractured marketplace extensions, developers gave up sovereignty over their own workflows, their own data, and their own source code. That dynamic breaks down with the recent releases of Visual Studio Code Insiders. Between versions 1.104 and 1.117, Microsoft rewrote the underlying architecture of the editor to eliminate the need for third-party AI extensions entirely. This creates what is effectively a Sovereign IDE. Instead of treating intelligence as an external add-on, the editor natively absorbs and orchestrates the AI directly within its own core engine. This structural rewrite takes absolute power away from massive cloud providers and puts the controls directly back into the hands of the individual developer. The first pillar of this new architecture is the native language models editor. Developers can now bring their own API keys to access any frontier model, like GPT-4o or Gemini, natively, bypassing the paywalls and limitations of traditional extensions. In the past, bring your own key workflows carried severe security flaws. Developers often accidentally leaked sensitive API keys by storing them in local plaintext.env files or trusted them to insecure third-party extension storage. VS Code solves this with the new chat.lm.secret protocol. It creates an abstraction layer, routing requests through a secure encrypted tunnel directly to your OS credential manager. Your keys remain completely invisible to the workspace and protected from unauthorized background processes. Eliminating plaintext configuration files in favor of native OS-level credential management is exactly the foundation required to make Bring Your Own Key viable for strict enterprise-grade development. But the architecture goes further by decoupling from the internet entirely. Connect to engines like Ollama, systems like LM Studio, and Microsoft's Foundry Local. The IDE directly taps into your on-device graphics processing units and neural processing units, generating code locally to bypass network latency entirely. The immediate benefits are twofold. You incur zero unpredictable token costs, and your proprietary source code never leaves your physical machine to be analyzed on a remote server. This infrastructure enables the use of custom, open-weights models that have been specifically fine-tuned on highly proprietary corporate codebases, operating completely off the grid. Native local inference completely severs the cord. It proves that peak developer productivity no longer relies on an active internet connection or a corporate subscription tier. To make these models genuinely useful, the editor integrates the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. This protocol elevates the AI from a simple autocomplete generator into an active, autonomous participant in the codebase. MCP allows your chosen AI model to independently execute terminal commands and search the workspace. Primary agents can delegate tasks to background subagents, which test code and self-correct before feeding the final answer back to the main thread. Native MCP integration transforms the IDE into an active, autonomous development partner. The fragmented ecosystem of AI plugins is collapsing. The industrialization of local intelligence is now a native, built-in primitive of the modern code editor. This grants developers new freedoms. It means bypassing restrictive corporate rate limits, dodging unpredictable token pricing, and avoiding broad provider content filters entirely. Treating AI model choice as an internal setting democratizes access to frontier coding capabilities. It levels the playing field for all developers, regardless of their budget or organization size. The future of software development requires utilizing your chosen AI, running securely on your hardware, and executing your commands. Download the latest Visual Studio Code Insiders build, install your first local model,